So, g'day curd nerds. Today we're going to be smoking some cheese. Now this is my first time, I must admit I'm a bit of a newbie at this. So I'm going to try and give the best advice I have. If it doesn't work, then we'll figure it out as we go along. But hopefully we're going to be cold smoking, not hot smoking, because hot smoking will melt your cheese. I'm going to be cold smoking my cheese in my barbecue hood. Now this is the only real tool that I've got. I haven't got a cold smoker or anything flash like that. Just got my barbecue. And you can see that I've put foil everywhere to block up any holes that may be there. Fingers crossed, we'll figure that out as we go along as well. I've got a lovely selection of cheeses. I've got some Stout Cheddar, I've got Jalapeno Cheddar, I've got some Double Gloucester, which is 5 years old, or over nearly 6 now. Yeah, 6 years old, maybe 7. Goodness me, I can't remember. Anyway, and then we got some Guidos hard Italian cheese, which is probably not so hard. Anyway, so I've got a little rack set up here in the barbecue, held up by a couple of pieces of cypress, which is non-treated, so that's not going to affect the food any. I've got a little cold smoker machine here, which I'm hoping will work. It starts off with a tea light, and then you take that out, and hopefully it produces enough smoke. But what I'll do now is I'll cut up some pieces of cheese that will be the right size. I'll probably use quarter of a wheel. I've got 3 halves here and a quarter, so I'll use this quarter and we'll do the other quarters, and that way I'll be able to test the smoky flavour versus the natural flavour of the cheese. Anyway, so bear with me as I set all this up and we'll get going. So firstly the Stout Cheddar, and they're all fairly dry inside. There's hardly any moisture in the bags. Up there for a sec. Let's cut off a quarter. Oh, cut so good. A little bit crumbly. Look at that. Pretty good. So I'll pop that on the smoker. Get that out of the way. There we go. First piece of cheese. And we'll store that one away for prosperity. Oh, doggos will love that. And this one's the Guidos. That one's not crumbly, a little bit of eye development, it's nice, really good. So I'll pop that up there too. So smoked Guidos, right. This one's the Jalapeno Cheddar. Still smells alright. Let's do a quarter of that. About a quarter, that's that much. This is probably really crumbly, it's very old. Yeah, and you can see the lines. A little bit moist, but that'll help. Right, so I'll pop that up there. What's it taste like? Oh, that's so good. And then last but not least, the Double Gloucester. Oh, smells so good. Well, let's just have a sneaky taste test. Oh, so good. So we've got our 4 cheeses there, as you can see. As I mentioned before, we'll go this way. So we've got the Jalapeno Cheddar there, we've got the Guidos there, we've got the Stout Cheddar there, and we've got the Double Gloucester there. You know, really, I think the key to this, to getting a good smoked cheese, will be having amazing cheese to start with, and they all taste absolutely fantastic. Now that they've been aged a long time, they are really, really nice. Anyway, so let's start up the smoker machine. Use a tea light to start it up, so it says. for 30 seconds until the smoke gets going. Have I just put that out? Oh no, it's good. So this wood is hickory, so I'm hoping this will give it a nice smoky flavour profile. And we'll go from there. Well, not a lot of smoke at the moment, but we'll see what happens. It's starting to catch. Right, so we're getting a fair bit of smoke now, which is good. It's just started to go brown, as you can see on the edge there. I'll just zoom in. So on that corner there, that's definitely smouldering, which is what we want. And it says on the instructions for the cold smoker that after 30 seconds, or when it's started to produce enough smoke and you get a brown spot on top, that you should turn off the, blow out the candle. So we'll do that in a sec. Now we've got some smouldering. Right, so candle's out, and it says put it underneath the thing you want to smoke. So now that that's going, and there's definitely embers in there, so it's making it's moving along the path of the sawdust. Not a lot of smoke, but I'm hoping that once it's down, we leave it for a few hours. I'm going to look at it at 2, and then I'll check it at 3 to see if they've changed colour or anything like that. But pop the hood down now, and we'll go from there. Hopefully I've blocked up enough holes and there's enough smoke going into the cheese. So we'll see how that goes. So, 2 hours later, typical Melbourne weather. It is now raining. It was sunny as anything before. It's amazing how much the weather can change, and it's got about 5 degrees colder. So let's just have a quick look. No promises. We'll see what's going on. So we've got a little bit of a colour change, which is good. I can see that on the cheese. So just turn it over. Oh, look at that. There you go. It's actually melted part of that cheese there. So it's actually too hot. So let's just, that's not good. Move that over to here. And, well, at least it's working, but that's not a good sign that it's just melted the cheese. So, way too hot. But still a lot of smoky flavour in there, so let's just cover that back up and probably have to let it burn for another, well, at least another 4 hours. So we'll let it go and we'll see what happens. Well, Curd Nerds, it's been another 2 hours of smoking, so I'm going to have a quick look and hopefully we're finished now. So it's just started to rain, so hopefully the noise isn't going to be too bad. So it's still smoking. Get a bit of colour on the cheese, which is good. That cheese that was, melted has firmed up a bit. But yeah, looking not too bad at all. I might put it back underneath, but move the cheese away from where the smoke is, so we don't get any of that burning. So look at the other ones. Yeah, they're starting to change colour a bit, which is good. So I'll just move that out the way so it doesn't get hot. Cool. So what I'll do, I'll leave it in for another 2 hours. So that'll be a total of 6 hours smoking, and then we'll go from there. Well, Curd Nerds, it's been 6 hours in the smoker now. I think that'll be enough. The minuscule amount of smoke that this thing was creating, I think we've got some smoky flavour in the cheese. Now, I've been told that you need to wrap in cling wrap or saran wrap for 7 days and keep it in the kitchen fridge at 4 degrees Celsius for the smoky flavours or the carbon to infuse into the cheese. So we'll do that, and then in a few days' time, probably not 7, but in a few days' time, I will do a taste test for these cheeses, comparing them with the standard cheeses that I cut the leftover bits of the cheese. So that should be interesting. Anyway, let's get on and put these cheeses and put them in wrap. Nice, very good. So we've got a little bit more. I know that's all melted. So we've got they've dried out a fair bit. They have changed colour, which is good. So I'll just put them over here. These ones a little bit too much because I think it got a little bit too hot there. But I think we've got some smoky flavour. There's no way that I'm going to be able to stop this without tipping it out. So I'll just move that out the way. Move my bits of wood and just tip it out and hopefully stop it from smouldering. Don't think I'll be able to save any of the wood. Maybe it should have been like that. There's more smoke there. Scissors, that'll do. Just move that away from the rest of the wood and ash. Still a fair bit of wood there, so I'll bag that up tomorrow after this all stops smoking. There we go. So there we have it. There's our smoked stout cheddar, our smoked double Gloucester, our smoked jalapeno cheddar, and our smoked Guidos. I'm very excited that in the next few days we're going to taste all of these wonderful cheeses. So I am going to taste, what I'm going to do is I'm going to taste the original cheese. So like, for example, the stout cheddar, I've got a piece of that still, and I've got the smoked version. So I want to compare the two and see if there's a different depth of flavour and that sort of stuff. And I'll do the same with the Guidos. I've got 2 of those, and the jalapeno cheddar. And unfortunately, I don't have any more smoked double Gloucester. This is the one that's 6.5, 7 years old. I smoked the whole bit that I had left. I didn't have any more. So we'll go from there. So let's first cab off the rank is the stout cheddar. I'll have to keep these with the bags, so there may be a bit of a mess as we go through, but it should be all right. Let's have a look. Now, I did have them in, I've only kept them in cling wrap. I didn't re-vac pack these pieces. I will do that after the show. So this is the stout cheddar. Let's just carve a piece off. Which knife? So many cheese knives. You've seen all these. This was a gift for a while. So I've got a cheese, what do they call that? Shaver thing. This is for soft European cheeses. And I've got 2 hard cheese knives, I think. This might not be hard, but anyway, we'll see. Let's oh, it's very crumbly. Alrighty, so that is the stout cheddar. Hopefully you can see it. Get that out of the way. The stout cheddar is very crumbly. Let me just try this. So this is about 2 years old. Oh, so good. Oh, what do I need? Paper towel. Messy fingers. So there's no bitterness there. Well-aged, deep-flavoured cheddar cheese. On the stronger side, so probably more like a vintage. Oh yeah, and there's the aftertaste of the stout, the Guinness. Oh, very nice indeed. So let's put that aside. Let's just try a bit. I've got some plain crackers here. We got everything today. Somebody had a question. Do you smoke the hard cheeses longer? No, No, I didn't. Well, I did them all for 6 hours, so... but these are all hard cheeses, so I suppose the question is yes. If you've got softer cheeses, like Havarti or Budakäse, if you wanted to smoke those, I'd smoke them less because they're high moisture. Anyway, let's just try this one. Better with a cracker. Very nice. So that's the Stout Cheddar, unsmoked. Sorry if there's any mouth noises, but I can't edit them out because it's live. Now, the Stout Cheddar is the one that you saw in the video. It melted a little bit. Just because I had it too close to the smoke. Now, the smoke... Oh my goodness. Oh, that is so smoky, if that makes any sense. Of course it does. All right, put that over there. Right, so let's cut off a bit of the smoked version. We'll go for that knife because I can. Oh, even crumblier. And you can see that the smoke, this color is different than this, the unsmoked version on the inside. So I think I got a fair whack of the smokiness there. Let me just try a sneaky. This is the really smoked bit. Oh, that one, that's the little bit of melted, but my goodness, that is amazing. That's like nothing I've ever tasted before. It's so good. The smokiness has come all the way through that. That is fabulous. It's a lot, the cheese is softer in the mouth than this. This was harder and sharper. The smoke gives it a bit of smoothness, if that makes sense. Yeah, a bit of smoothness to it. That's nice. Goodness me, I hope it can, hope it keeps for a while. So you can't really taste any of the stout anymore, which is surprising because it was so prevalent in the the non-smoked version. You could really taste the stout. This one here, the smoke obviously takes over, but the fullness of the aged cheddar is there. It really delicious, so good. I like it a lot. Right, what did I do with the plastic? Right, don't throw it away, Gav, because I need the labels on them for when I backpack. So what I'll do, I will backpack that and put it just in the kitchen fridge from now on. All right, so that's the smoked stout. It's quick. That's delightful. Right, so that's cleansed the palate a little bit. Right, what are we going to try next? Let's try the Guidos, which you just saw the video for not so long ago. So this is now aged. This is about 3 months old. I last tasted it when it was 3 weeks old. So we've got a little bit of age in it now. Let's see if the flavour has developed more, because when I last tasted it, it was very mild. It was a very mild cheese. So let's, which part? That part. And this one's not crumbly. This one's firmer, as you can see. And it'll be interesting to see what the smoked version, it has the smoked version has a darker color. So let's just cut a piece off and we'll just do the comparison that way. So you can see the color is darker. Cutting a piece off. And it hasn't made it crumbly, the smoking. Yeah, you can definitely, well, you can tell by the rind. Anyway, there's the outside. just to a cracker comparison. More crackers from it. Right. That slab on that. So we'll try the unsmoked version first. That has aged well. It's got a more complex flavour. Before it was quite young, fresh, milky, had a more milky flavour. This now tastes like a Alpine cheese. But without the nuttiness. So, very nice indeed. I like a Guidos. So that's good. I've got to eat the rest, don't I? All of these cheeses will be excellent on a hamburger. Yes, indeed. The crumbly one probably not so much, maybe, because it won't. Well, it did melt, so yeah, it would melt. Yeah, it probably would be. This Guidos melts really well. Okay, so from a mild cheese, let's try the smoked portion of the Guidos. Smell is amazing. That is something special. That is really, really nice. So, yeah, I like that a lot. That has added another layer of flavour on top of what the already nice tasting Guido already is. Yeah, that's very nice. Yeah, I like that a lot. That is really good. That's impressed me. Let's go without the cracker. The smoke hasn't penetrated all the way through because it's a harder cheese. But it does have a fair bit of moisture in it. So, but the subtle smoky flavour, that is really good. So if you want that something subtle, then try smoking the Guidos. Not a lot of penetration into that cheese, so that's really good. Put a piece of that over there. There we go. Clean up my board a bit. I think I'll put all these bits into a cheese sauce or something. That would be really good. All right, just a palate cleanser. Okay, so we've got the jalapeno cheddar now. I used fresh jalapenos when I made this. The jalapenos didn't go rotten in the cheese. This is over 2 years old as well. So these are all the bits of cheese that I had in the back of the cheese fridge. Well, not in the back, in the door, just hidden away. So let's grab a bit of, so it's got a bit of white stuff on the outside, which are calcium lactate. And that adds to the flavour of the cheese. So this is the unsmoked version. This is really crumbly, this cheese. So it slices a little bit, but yeah, crumbly indeed. So we'll keep a piece of that. This is so good. Right. So keep that. And this is the smoked one. Goodness me. Right. Half a cracker for you. Put you out the way. Oh, I broke the label. What are you doing, Gav? Right, so the smoked jalapeno, darker in colour again, as you would expect. Having a bit of carbon on it. Oh, look at that. Look at that side there. Hopefully you can see now. I should be able to zoom in, but let's grab a piece. Oh, it's got a chunk of jalapeno in it too. There we go. Look at that. Nice. All right, so this wasn't a very fiery cheese. This wasn't that spicy. It had undertones of jalapeno. Let me just, here's a piece with it in. Oh, that is crumbly and flavoursome. Little hint of chili. But the overall cheese itself, it's aged so well. This one again is about 2 years old. So, oh, yeah, and it's got crystals inside. That is beautiful. Oh, even without being smoked. This is one fabulous cheese. Right, so let's try it. Oh, so good. A bit of the smoked version. You can see it's a lot darker, even on the other side. So the smoke has permeated in to the cheese quite a bit. That has taken it to a different level. Now I can taste a bit of the spiciness. Goodness me. I don't know what's going on there, but there is more chili flavour in the smoked part than is in the non-smoked cheese. So, and I didn't eat any more chilies, so it has brought out, oh goodness me. Can't stop eating it. So good. Oh, hope you're enjoying this as good as me, as much as me, not as good as me. Oh, so good. So that's the smoked jalapeno cheddar. So good. So these aged cheeses have just, this and the stout cheddar have just absorbed that smoke flavour. And it's just, somebody said, Dennis has said, maybe the heat from smoking activated the chili. Indeed, it could have done. I don't know the science behind it, but I don't care. It tastes really good. Oh yeah, that chili is there now. Wasn't before, is now. So good. Oh, I love that. That is great. Just keep that. That's going in my cheese sauce. Now I'm going to definitely, I have to clean the palette. Well, I'm going to clean the knife too for this very special last cheese. Fun Pants 94 says, what cheese has the chili? That was the jalapeno cheddar. So go and check out the video of that one. Okay. Chipotles are smoked jalapenos, so you kind of roundabout into that. Yeah, kind of. All right, so this is the oldest cheese I've got in my cheese cave. It is, from what I figure out, between 6.5 and 7 years old. So it was on the side of the smoker that was deeply smoked, as you can see, very brownish. Remembering though that Double Gloucester has a deep yellow slant orange color to it anyway. So let's just cut into this beauty. This is crumbly as anything. Yeah, you can see straight away, she crumbles. There we go. So it has a deep orange color anyway. Let's get a bit more. And I did have a sneaky taste of this before we, before I smoked it the other day, and it just was melt in the mouth. So that's the Double Gloucester. So let's have a piece. So this is a piece that was in the inside. So this is not the skin. The skin, not the skin, the rind. So let's try this by itself. Oh, so smoky. Oh. You've got to age cheese for a long time to get this superb flavour. This is just over the... I don't know. I can't... Lost words. Lost words. Must eat cheese. I'm so proud of myself right now for having held off on eating this piece of Double Gloucester until now. This is absolutely amazing. That is a beautiful cheese. I love it. Double Gloucester, the best, 7 years old. You can't get any better than that. And smoked, the smoke flavour has given it even something more. But what is it about smoke? Oh, that is delicious. Well, let me get rid of that. That's so good. There's no more tea. That was my lunch. I better have another cracker. Jim says, I think any cheese left to age in the cave for more than 2 years will, 2 or more years will only continue to get better and better. Indeed. Does smoking end the aging process? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't think it would. And the reason I say that is because Lisa over on Cheese 52 channel smoked a cheese at the start of the aging process and smoked one at the end of the aging process. And she says she prefers the flavor of the cheese that was smoked before it started to mature. So I don't think it matters. So it doesn't end the aging process. Otherwise, that cheese that she smoked before she put it in the backpack wouldn't have aged, and it did. So, so good. That is one lovely cheese. Double Gloucester, goodness me. The flavour is outstanding. Alrighty, so what did I learn? Well, I learned that all cheese is beautiful. But I knew that before. And I learned that there is a totally different flavour between non-smoked and smoked cheeses. I think if you ate too much of the smoked cheese, it'd become a little bit overpowering on the palate because it's so dominant. So I would only serve up a small bit of that on a cheese platter. I wouldn't serve 4 smoked cheeses on a cheese platter. You'd serve 1, right? Because you want that, you want different flavors on a cheese platter. So I would serve up probably, what, an eighth? Yeah, an eighth of a wheel on a cheese platter smoked cheese. Otherwise, it would become too overbearing. Don't get me wrong, the flavor is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. I think I've outdone myself, and it is really nice. I think Kim will really like those. And I'll give her some after the show tonight. So, cheese, that is. Keep your minds out of the gutter. So, this, like I said, very complex, deep flavor, and you couldn't eat a lot of it, I don't think, unless you really like smoked cheese. So, fill your boots.